respected judges and my dear friends. A very good evening to one and all. Today I am here to speak on the topic Nationalism is a global threat to brotherhood and peace. I am strongly for the topic. But first of all, let's classify what nationalism really is. Wikipedia classifies nationalism as an ideology, belief or creed that involves an individual becoming attached to one's nation. Now some of you might think, what's wrong with an individual associating with one's country? Shouldn't we be proud of our country? Shouldn't we associate with our country? After all, our country has given us everything we have. It has given us a place to live, a place to work, a place to study, food to fill our stomachs, and countless other resources. It was in fact, some of you might argue, nationalism that propelled us to independence. Then why are we even debating the thing that nationalism is a threat to global peace and brotherhood? Because my friends, if you are actually questioning this, it's because you are confusing nationalism with patriotism. It is true that both are affinity for one's country, but they are two sides of the same coin. A patriot actually loves his country, but he is also accepting of his country's flaws and wants to improve his country. He doesn't just love his country, he loves the people in it. He loves the people all around the world, in fact. You can consider nationalism as an evil twin of patriotism. It is formed on the basis of a superiority complex, that we are superior to some other race or country. It only includes those who identify with a particular belief or ideology and reject those who reject them. In short, it is an oppressive and exclusive view of the world. Now I am going to give you a few examples which will clarify how nationalism affects us all. Consider this, whenever India and Pakistan play a World Cup match, we are all fueled with nationalism. We all, people from both sides of the country actually are fueled with nationalism, and they abuse each other continuously and ferociously in the name of nationalism, just in the name of nationalism. Now to all the cricket fans, I want to ask this question. While it is okay to indulge in a bit of banter, while it is okay to just pull the leg sometimes, is it okay to abuse each other? The answer is a resounding no. The only difference with our countries is that we are separated by one border. A border which was created by separatist leaders who couldn't take a neutral and wiser view of the situation back in the 1940s. Had they taken a wiser view, our countries wouldn't be divided today. Had they taken a wiser view, Pakistan wouldn't be a failed state today. Had they taken a wiser view, India wouldn't have been facing the problems of terrorism from Pakistan that it faces these days. Had they taken a wiser view, India wouldn't have faced 26/11. Now consider the case of North and South Korea, who have been fighting for supremacy in the Korean Peninsula for decades now. India and Pakistan are not the only countries which have so many similarities and are fighting. North and South Korea do too. They have a very similar set of culture, they have a very similar set of people, but they are just separated by ideologies. In fact, North Korea is so determined to defeat South Korea and become dominant that it can spend its entire resources on becoming a nuclear power. Entire resources. And I'm not kidding. If you go to North Korea and you survey the country for yourself, it will look like it was stuck in 1985. People do not have the basic amenities. They can't own a car. They can't access the internet. They don't have basic amenities. They can't criticize their leaders, in fact. And the worst part is, they sometimes believe that the leaders are planning great things for them. That maybe conquering the entire Korean Peninsula will solve all their problems. Their head is just filled with nationalistic propaganda. They can't see that their country is just delusional. They are living in delusions. Now, actually, there won't be any prizes for guessing that what was the First and Second World War. A lot of my contemporaries today, my wider contemporaries, reference the Second World War today. Let me take you back a little further. In the 1910s, there was a huge ethnic sentiment among the people, among the tribes across Europe, and they all wanted to form a nation. In fact, there were a lot of colonial powers who wanted to expand their territories in the name of nationalism. What happened next was a showdown between these ethnic communities and these colonial powers. Not just among them, they fought among themselves as well to gain supremacy. What resulted was the First World War, when Archduke Ferdinand of Austria was assassinated. After the First World War, Germany was entirely vanquished, and they suffered huge losses They went into a major depression. The Great Depression started in Germany after the First World War. There was massive unemployment, and as a result of that, it gave Hitler propaganda to wage war against the other European nations. In short, nationalism divides us on the basis of borders. The thing is, humanity is dying these days. It really is dying these days. Why are we dividing ourselves on the basis of borders? We didn't decide where we were going to be born. Suppose you were born in Pakistan, would you still abuse a Pakistani after that? You could have been born in Pakistan and you could have been abusing someone that you care for today. We didn't decide where we were going to be born. See, the world is full of hatred, and it is our job to make it a better place. So let your love flow regardless of borders, race or religion.